Next, let's talk a bit about iteration. So let's say we have a to-do list: homework, grocery, study, and run. When we do iteration for item in to-do list and print item, this is equal to for I in range of length to-do list, printing my list of item at index I. And this while loop also does the same thing. So this is the same functionality written using a for loop with a sequence, a for loop with range, and a while loop. Let's talk about how to iterate through a list. So when we start, we're going to see the first item in our sequence, which in this case is a list. So the first item in our list is 1. So the variable num is going to contain the value of 1. We go inside of our for loop and we print num, which contains 1. We then go back to our for loop and our sequence has another item in it. So now num, the variable, is going to hold the value of 2. We go inside the for loop and print num, which has the value of 2, so 2 gets printed. We then go back to our for loop and continue in our sequence. Next item is 3, so num is 3. We go inside our for loop and print out 3. Now we see that we've reached the end of the sequence, so now we print no more numbers. Let's talk about iteration for lists versus strings. So here we have a for loop iterating through a string QWERTY. So what's going to print out? For char and letters, it's going to go through the sequence 1 character by 1 character. So it's going to print out Q, W, E, R, T, Y, each on its own line. What if we have a list of words? When we do for word in words, what is it going to print? Well, the first time it goes through this for loop, it's going to get the item at index 0. It's going to get the first item in the sequence, which is QWERTY. So it's going to print that out. The next time in the for loop, it's going to get the next item in the sequence, which is ASDF. So it's going to print out that. And then lastly, it will print the last item in our list, which is ZXCV. Now it's your turn to practice iteration in EdSTEM.